Hi guys, my name is Kimmy from the Bears Library, and today we'll be making our mini sewing cookies. So in your kits, you should have gotten some instructions and some extra written instructions of some of the things I'll be talking about today. I just printed out some of the instructions I had in my little book about it, just in case if I'm not clear about anything. It's always good to have some written ones as well. You can also look up a video on this. I'll show you what the book looks like. This is the book of it. And if you look it up on YouTube, you can find something. If you find any of my instructions not to be clear enough, definitely check out this on YouTube. I'll probably add the link as well to like the description, just in case. But all you have to do is look up mini sew cookie, and I think the brand is that. So if anything's not clear enough, you can always look up another video as well, because I'm not a professional at this. This is just me doing this. So I printed some instructions just in case if you needed it. Also, you should have gotten some dark brown felt, some tan felt, some yellow felt, some pink felt, and some black felt. And you should have also gotten a needle. This needle is not too pointy, as long as you're being gentle, which you should be while sewing. You shouldn't puncture your finger or anything. It's not too sharp. You should also have gotten 2 circles, one smaller, one bigger. You can kind of decide on what shape you or size you want your cookie, and that's why I didn't cut out the felt circles for you for like the chocolate chips and stuff, because if you have a giant chocolate chip to fit this one, then it wouldn't fit the little one. It would be too big. So it's just based on ratio size on what you want. Maybe a smaller one if you know how to sew, maybe the larger one if you're just starting out. So, and I also gave you some white string, some tan string, and some black string. Okay, so I'm going to show you with the felt that I have. Where'd it go? So I gave you guys, I'm going to pull you guys down so you can see, and this is one that I practiced. I also added a keychain just in case if you wanted to make it into a keychain, and I'll show you how to do that at the end. This is the one I made. This one's a little bit smaller than the sizes I gave you, but okay, still okay. So first you're gonna pick out your template, if you want the bigger one or the smaller one, and with the piece of felt, start at the end of the felt, either ends, but don't start like right in the middle. Always start on the sides, because if you start in the middle, you might not have enough room for one over here, one over here, and one over here. Your felt that I gave you, you should be able to get about 2 cookies, depending on the sizes of the cookies you do. You could probably get more. I added 2 just in case if you've never done this before, the first one might not turn out as good and you want to try it again and do a second one. There should be enough materials for a second one as well, even the string. So first you're gonna take your paper and you're gonna draw a circle. Like I said, start at the end of it. I already have some cut out and stuff and ready, but I just wanted to show you that as well. So first you're gonna cut out your circles for your cookies, and then also you're gonna take your black, pink, and brown, and you're gonna cut little circles. So I only cut it about 4 chocolate chips. You can put as many chocolate chips on your cookie as you want, but I only have 4 right here, and my chocolate chips are not perfect circles. You can kind of make them whatever, because chocolate chips are not perfect circles all the time, but it's up to you on how you want your chocolate chips. So I cut these small circles of pink for the cheeks. They're pretty much as close as a circle I can get. Just try your best as well. And also 2 black small circles for the eyes, and I cut them out myself as well. So I kind of, based on the ratio of the cookie, I cut out the shape. So that's why I didn't cut out the shapes for you. So first I'm going to show you guys how to thread your needle if you have never done this before. So you're going to take the tip of your white string, well, any string, but we're going to start with black string, because black will need more. We're gonna do one color first and then move to the different colors. So you guys can use all the black, so you don't have to keep switching your strings back and forth from white, black, and tan, or to start with the black, move to the white, and then the tan. But I'm just going to show you an example on the white, but you will be starting with the black string first. So with stringing, you're going to string this into your needle. There's a little opening on your needle, a little hole, and that's where you're going to put your string through. If you're having trouble getting the string through it, you can either make the tip of it wet, or you can cut on an angle with a pair of scissors to make it a little bit smaller. I think if you made it wet, that would work perfectly fine, but if you're having more troubles, you can try the angle with the scissors. So once that is on there, you're gonna tie it with a simple knot. I would try to just do one and just pull it really tight. If you do two, it might be too big for it to go through the felt. Just be careful for this not to untie while you're sewing. It might untie, just tie it back right on. If you want to do a second knot, you can, but it might be a little bit too thick for the felt, but it's up to you, it's your cooking. So once I pull it tight to the end, I'm going to show you guys how to tie a knot to the end. So you're going to need a knot at the end so it knows where to stop when you're sewing into your felt. So I'm going to show you guys a way. This is a paper and the instructions in your bag. I'm a lefty, so I'm doing it with my left hand. Sorry about that, but it should work the same with the right hand. It just took me a little while to learn how to do it with my left hand. So you're going to take the tip of the string without the needle, so the one end has a needle, one end doesn't, go to the one that doesn't have the needle. You're gonna place it on your, I have it on my pointer finger, and then you're gonna put the needle right on top of it like that, and then we're gonna twist this end around it. You can pull it a little bit if you need more, around the needle 3 times. Once you have that, don't let it go. Well, now you let it go, maybe. It should just hang there without you holding it. Just be careful with the point of the needle. Sorry, I'm trying to show you guys. And you're gonna pull the little knot in there, and you're gonna pull the needle up. And it's gonna create a knot at the end. It's a very little knot. But if you don't want to do it that way, that's just an easier trick way. You can literally just tie a knot right at the end of your string. If I can do that, sorry. You're just gonna tie a knot at the end of the string. If I can get it. There you go. You can tie a knot at the end of the string. You can do it either way. So I just tied the knot, or you can do it the way, like I said, take the end of the string, place it on your finger, put the needle right on top of it, that, wrap the end around the needle 1, 2, 3 times, and you're gonna pull that down until it creates a knot. And like I said, it's in the written instructions that I gave you, and I'll also include the YouTube video that I used to help me with this, because I'm more of a visual learner, so I like the video. But with that video, she knew a little bit more than I did. So there's your knot. So with your felt, depending on where your marker is, see I put a mark right here. If you want the marker not shown on your cookie, on the outside of your cookie, whatever show the marker is going to be on the inside, you're going to face down, and then the bottom you're going to face up. So you're just going to put like the two, where the two markers are, that dot and that dot, like on top of each other, and that's going to be like the inside. So you have imperfections right there, you want it on the inside, you got to put them on top of each other. So you pick which side you're going to make the face on, So this one I'm just gonna do the face, and then the marker is gonna be on face down for me. And you're only gonna need the one piece. I have the other piece over here, only the one piece. And then first we're gonna start with the black string. So you're gonna tie your black string to your needle. You're gonna make the knot at the end. I'm just gonna tie one real quick. I just tied one real quick. And then we're gonna decide where we want our eyeballs. So I'm gonna make mine a little bit lower. That's what I'm gonna look to see. Just make sure the chocolate chips kind of go where you want to around the eyeballs. Just kind of see where you want everything before you start to sew everything in. Even you can put the cheeks on there just to see where they are as well. And then don't put anything under the eyeballs because you need to put a mouth on there. I'll show you how to do that later on. Okay, so that's kind of how I want it. I'm gonna take the cheeks off. The felt will probably stay on there. See if I have it, I tipped it over. But the cheeks I'm gonna use the white string for. So first we're gonna put our eyeballs on. I'm gonna take these chocolate chips off. Like I said, this needle isn't super sharp. Just be very gentle when you're sewing. You shouldn't be puncturing it. It's not that thick. So you're gonna go on the back side of your cookie where the black marker is. And you're gonna poke it through the tan felt and through the eyeball. So you have the needle through the eyeball. And you're just gonna pull that all the way through until it hits the knot. It's a long piece of string, just bear with me. So it stopped because of the knot is there. So that's, you're stitching through the back where the marker is right here. Let me make the marker more defined. So you're on the back side, you wanna take it from the back and put it through the eye to the front. So once you do that, you're gonna go back through the eyeball on the top and put it through to the back. And then you're just gonna pull it all the way through. That is securing your eyeball in there. So you can just leave the string, we're not gonna tie it yet. And then we're gonna do the other eyeball. So make sure you have the eyeball where you want it. And you're gonna go in the back of it. You can kind of see the black of the eyeball on there, but if you just poke your needle through, you can kind of find where the eyeball is. Like I said, it won't stab you unless you're being rough. You just have to be super gentle. So that when you see it, the tip of the needle is coming out. And you're just gonna pull it all the way through. This is what the back will look like. I didn't take the string out and retie it just to do this. You can just keep the string on the whole time. And then you're gonna put it through his eye and back through. And this is securing your eyeballs. So now our eyeballs are secure in there. We're gonna keep that on there. So don't cut your string off yet. Now we're gonna do our chocolate chips. This side of the cookie is gonna be in the inside, so you won't see it at all. Because once we put our stuffing and everything in it, you'll not see it. So I place my chocolate chips around. Make sure you have space for your cheeks as well. Don't forget about the cheeks. So now we're gonna put the chocolate chips and we're gonna do the same exact thing as we did with the eyeballs. So I'm gonna start with the one all the way over here, just because it's closer to the last eye that I finished up. Again, you're going to poke from the back through the chocolate chip. We're going to pull that all the way. And then we're going to poke through the chocolate chip to the back of the cookie. Pull it all the way. And then we're going to go on to the middle chocolate chip right here. We're going to poke through the chocolate chip from the back. Don't pull it super tight because the back's going to look like this. And then poke through the chocolate chip back through to the back. When you're poking the chocolate chip, make sure you don't poke the exact same hole it came out of. Just make a separate hole a little bit away from the other string. So you're gonna poke the back into the chocolate chip. If your chocolate chip comes up like that, just pull it down. And it will just go right back in there. Pull it through. And then you see where the hole is, maybe just a little bit away from it. Just poke another hole to the back. Okay, now that we have made our eyes and our chocolate chips, we're gonna make the mouth before we put the cheeks in. So I'm gonna make sure I have the cheeks kind of where I want them. Just so I know. And now we're gonna go down and make the mouth. Like I said, keep it attached still. Don't cut the black off. So the mouth that we're gonna make, that I'm gonna show you, is kind of like a U shape, like on this guy. So it's gonna be like, I'll show you, I'll draw a little picture for you. It's gonna be like a line, and then a line. So we're gonna make like kind of like a sideways line, like a flat line, and another sideways line, kind of like that. So it's gonna be 3 stitches, and I'll show you because this one's a little different from putting the chocolate chips in. So find where you want to start. You can poke your needle through, kind of where you want to start it, and when you find your place, you're gonna pull your string through. And then this is gonna be the sideways. I'm gonna start off like that. It's gonna be sideways. You can decide on how big you want, but make sure you exactly know before you stitch it because you can't go back. So you're gonna put it through. So I pulled it all the way through, and you're gonna put it through from the front to the back. And you're gonna pull it through. We have that stitch right there. So the difference is here is that we're going to turn it around, and you're going to go through the same hole that you just did. So the one that you went from the front side to the back side, you're going to turn around and go through the back side hole and bring it to the front. This is where our straight line will be. So you're gonna make about a straight line. It's gonna be like that. I don't know if that picture is helping, but I'll just think it is. And you poke it from the front to the back of the cookie. It's okay if the cheeks come off. And then you're gonna turn it around. Go in from the hole that you just made, poke the needle through it to the front, and pull it. And then last one is going to be another like sideways one. It's going to be like sideways like that. It's kind of like a U shape. And then kind of will look at the tip of the mouth and kind of line it up around where I want it for that one. And then there's the little face. So now that everything is done, there's two ways you can attach the ending. So either you can just cut it off far away and make a knot, or you can take one of the, maybe this one that's close by, put your needle under that black string to extra secure it, pull it through, and do it. This is a little bit confusing. You're just making a knot underneath. So I took this knot and put it under another piece of string. This is also in the papers that I gave you too, if you're a little confused. And I put it back around the knot, the string I just had that I ended with. It's a little confusing. Or I'm just gonna show you the easier way that I would just do it. Just cut it off and just tie a knot at the end, as close as you can to the end. I just pulled my knot down so it gets as close as I can, and then cut off the excess string. You don't cut too close to it because you might need it. So there I have the face and some chocolate chips and the smile. So now we're gonna take the white string. We're just gonna put these cheeks. The cheeks are optional. If you don't want the cheeks, you don't have to have them. But it's just a good option to have if you want them. So now we're just gonna use it like we did the eyes and the chocolate chips. You're gonna take it from the back. Oh wait, I have to put a knot in this real quick. Make sure you string your needle. You put the knot at the end of it too. Try to do the knot as close as you can to the end. My knot's like right here, and that's kind of far. Try to make it as close as you can to the end. And then you go from the back to the front of your cheek. You're gonna pull it through. If the knot gets stuck, just wiggle it a little bit and it will go through. Then you take it from the front to the back. And pull. Pull a little bit tight so it's nice and secure. And now we're gonna do the other cheek. So just poke from the back into the pink cheek. Pull it all the way through. Don't pull too tight. And then poke it through the cheek. And pull it out tight to secure it. And I'm just gonna tie the knot. I'm just gonna cut it and tie the knot on this one, just so it's a little bit easier. So try to make the knot as close as you can to the cookie. Just making the knot, and then I'm gonna push it down as close as I can with my fingers. Okay, so now it's secure now. So now we're gonna put the back side of the cookie with the front side. So once you have your face and everything, your back's gonna look a little messy like that. That's okay, because it's just gonna go on top of the other piece and it's gonna be covered. So when you do this, you have the option of doing the keychain, or you can just sew it and just make it plain without the keychain. So you gotta make sure at the end, for this one, I forgot to leave a little hole to put the stuffing in, so mine looks super flat, but you can, it might be hard to put some stuffing with the hot, because I used hot glue to attach the keychain. So if you want a keychain, this is where you would take like the top of his face, put some hot glue, put the keychain chain on that, push it down with the pen, and then you could just make it a keychain. So like I said, you put the hot glue where the black marker is. This will be the inside of my cookie because it has marker on it. It's gonna be inside. So do that. You're gonna put the keychain. There's a little bit of chain. I didn't have an extra one with me. And then you put the chain. You're gonna put some hot glue. Put the chain. Use a pen or something to push down the chain into the hot glue so you don't burn yourself. And then you can either let that dry or you can just put the cookie directly on it, and then we're going to sew around it to attach both sides. So that's for the keychain, but I'm not going to do the keychain for this one. I'm just going to show you how to sew it together. So make sure you leave a little opening at the end so we can stuff our stuffing. And I also included, I forgot to say, I included stuffing into your kits as well. I'm tying the knot at the end of my string. So we can start just from the top, and this is just going to be super easy. You're going to make sure that both sides of the cookies, make sure the bad side's facing down from your face, and then the back side, if you have marker on that side, make sure it's facing up. You just put them right on top of each other, just like that. So this is very easy. You're going to, I forgot to say that the yellow felt in your kits is just to practice like your mouth and your stitching. So I added a little piece of yellow felt in there, and you don't need the yellow at all, besides it's just there for you to practice any stitching. So if you wanted to practice a mouth on this first before doing the mouth on your cookie, you can do that. If you're not comfortable with any of the stitching, you can do that as well. I practice my mouth on a piece and the closing stitch on one too. So to close your cookie, you're gonna you can start kind of wherever you want on the cookie. I'm gonna start from the top left, and you're just gonna poke and make sure the two pieces of felt are together and lined up to where you want it. And you're just gonna poke both of the pieces of felt through, and then you're just gonna pull it. And then you're just gonna keep repeating that all the way around, just separating it a little bit from the last stitch. I'm just gonna move your string. So you're gonna poke it from the back to the front, just a little bit apart. You do that all the way around, from the back to the front, to close your cookie. And just do it a little bit apart from each other. I'm not measuring it or anything, just enough to think where it could be closed. And just do it all the way around your cookie. From the back to the front, to sew both your pieces together. I'm doing mine kind of close. Oh, my needle did fall off. So we're just gonna grab the tip of it, make it a little wet, and poke it back through. So I'm just gonna retie this needle on there. It will happen sometimes if your needle's moving a lot through the felt, and just try to pull it tight. Like I said, you can do the double knot, but it might not go through the felt as smoothly. So I'm doing my stitches kind of close together. There we go. Just so nothing will pop out. Do a little bit farther apart so I can hurry up here. And if you need any more string, I have extra string. If you run out and you need more, just give me a call or email, and we can arrange a time for you to pick up or come and get your string. So make sure when you're getting close, make sure we're leaving a little opening And make sure you're getting both pieces of felt. This one came a little shorter, so make sure you are getting both pieces of the felt, and we're doing right at the end of the cookie. This is just a basic front stitch or back stitch. Okay, so I have a little bit of opening right there. I almost forgot again. That's where you put your stitching in. So make sure you remember, because then you can't add the stuffing into it. So we're taking a little bit at a time and put it in your cookie. Maybe you can put the finger in there, or you put like a pen in there just to make the opening a little bit bigger. I'm going to stuff our cookie. You won't need a lot. I gave you a lot of fluff just in case, but you'll definitely probably not need it nearly as much as that. So depending if you have the keychain in it, you may not be able to stuff it as much because of the hot glue in the way. And then you fill it to as much as you want. I want my guy a little plump. Nice big cookie. Okay. And then if your opening might stay a little open, just pinch it with your fingers while you finishing closing. So now we're going to keep going, and we're going to close this cookie up. And we're almost done. We're almost at the end. And we are to the end. So I'm going to take the string. There would be a little piece of string hanging out at the end from when you started. And I'm just going to tie. You can either cut the needle off or keep the needle on. We're just going to cut the needle off. I'm just going to tie these two pieces of string together. So it's a piece of string that you had from starting your cookie and the string that you have left over from your needle. I'm just going to tie those together, pull it nice and tight, and just trim it to as close as you want. And there you go. And there is your little mini sewing cookie. So I'm going to add the other YouTube link that I had for this cookie, just in case, because my camera is a lot farther away. I don't have like a professional camera like other people do. So I'm going to add the YouTube link that I followed off a different page, and you also have the instructions in your bags for some of the more harder detailed things. So I hope you guys have fun and enjoy it. Don't get too frustrated and don't poke yourself too hard with the needle. Like I said, it's not that sharp, so you should be fine if you're being gentle. And I'll definitely add that other YouTube link to the description as well. Okay, thank you and have a good day. And keep a lookout for other teen take and makes that will be coming up soon. Bye guys.